What's up guys, Brett Medlock here. Today I wanted to talk about the superhero games that I would love to see on Nintendo Switch. Now we know that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming exclusively to Switch this year. We don't know when, but we know that it's coming. I think the game looks like a lot of fun. I made a whole video dedicated to it and I'll be sure to link that at the end of this video. Now when it comes to the games that I want to see, keep in mind obviously the Switch isn't as powerful as the other guys. So these are games that'll have to take advantage of the Switch hardware in unique ways. So I would love if these hypothetical games gave us a very stylized, beautiful art direction. And I'm going to go into that a little more for each game. Now I also want to mention I'm finally getting a new camera for the channel, so this will be one of the last few videos where the camera quality isn't that great. So in about a week you should see a big difference. And I also want to say sorry if you hear some background noise. My kids are home from school and I have to shoot videos at some point, and I was sick the past few days and I couldn't really shoot, so today's the day I have to do it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Superman needs some redemption in the video game world. Of course we got the very well known for being terrible Superman 64, where the game was just awful. You're basically just flying through rings and it had very little to do with the actual Superman universe. And I personally would love to see a Superman game that is open world where you can literally move at the speed of light. Now you're probably wondering, how could they make a game where Superman moves at the speed of light? Well, here's one scenario where I can picture it. I vaguely remember an interview a while back with Sucker Punch, the developer of infamous Second Son. He said they obviously couldn't make Delsin go as fast as they wanted him to because the game had to render the actual world. But one thing I don't think that is entirely impossible is maybe just slowing down the world around you. If you're Superman moving at the speed of light, then whenever you're flying, the world around you is a lot slower. So if they did make a Superman game, they could simply have it so if you're running really fast or if you're flying really fast, the world just simply freezes as you're flying. I think that would be really cool, and I would love to see them do something like this in a future Superman game. Now, people have been clamoring for the developer of Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and of course Arkham Knight, to make a Superman game, but they already confirmed that they are in fact not working on a Superman game. So I personally would just love to see one on Switch. Obviously Nintendo has been reaching out, getting some deals made with the exclusivity of Ultimate Alliance 3, and I'm sure they're in the market for getting another comic book hero as an exclusive, which is obviously a really big deal right now because comic book heroes are blowing up even more than they were just a few years ago. So yeah, I would love to see a Superman game in the same vein as Arkham Knight, Arkham City. Obviously on Switch it would have to have a different art style. I think it'd be really cool for them to follow a 100% comic book dedicated looking art style. Similar to The Wolf Among Us, that game looked beautiful and it looked just like the comic book, so I think it would be really cool to get that in a Superman game. Now the next superhero game I would love to see on Nintendo Switch is Wolverine. You might not remember this, but back in the PS3 generation, Wolverine X-Men Origins actually got a video game that was developed by Raven. We haven't heard from Raven in a long time because they've basically been making Call of Duty maps ever since this game came out. I kind of feel bad for the studio. I hope they have like a passion behind making Call of Duty maps, because it kind of upsets me that the studio is forever making Call of Duty maps, because the Wolverine game that they made actually had a ton of potential and was really fun at times. So I personally would love to see another Wolverine game developed by that studio. But anyway, the game was really great for a host of reasons, from the boss fights to the gore to seeing Logan's body regenerate itself after being sliced up. I think bringing those things into the new generation and building upon them could go a long way. Now X-Men Origins Wolverine had more of the over-the-top camera similar to Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. And as I'm sure you know, Ultimate Alliance 3 allows you to bring things down more into the third-person view, which I absolutely love. Now if they made another Wolverine game, I think they should do the same thing. A lot of people prefer the over-the-shoulder third-person view, which could really go a long way making us feel like Wolverine. Now when I envision this Wolverine game, I picture an art style similar to No More Heroes, along with all of the blood. Slicing and dicing up enemies as Wolverine and blood squirting out of where their limbs used to be sounds like heaven on the Switch. Obviously the game would have to be rated M, and I think this is where Nintendo could really open up their first-party portfolio and give us a variety of different exclusive games. There's rarely any Nintendo exclusive M-rated games. Of course the original No More Hero and No More Heroes 2 were, but let's not forget about the Wii Gem Mad World and the M-rated Bayonetta trilogy. Now I wouldn't want this Wolverine game to be open world. I'd rather it be a linear experience that's more story-driven, really serious in tone, but over the top when it comes to gore and its graphics. Those are the two superhero superhero games that I personally would love to see on Switch, but be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments section below. What characters would you like to see Nintendo nab as an exclusive game? With the success of Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 and the possible big success of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, there's a chance that more big companies are going to try and get these IPs as exclusives, and with exclusives comes that first-party funding and that first-party polish. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments section below. I will talk to you guys later.